All right, welcome to round three of 5v5 Grand Arena. We've reached the finals, and let me give you a quick overview of the last couple of battles before we move on to our attack. So, very first match I had was with Vipery Core, and I'd kept a tough defense, and neither of us was able to clear. He uh, pretty much cleared my board everywhere with the exception of my Revan and Carth at the top. So he ended up not attempting that, and I couldn't clear his Revan below as well. So I went a little defense heavy, and he went defense heavy as well. You can see over here, I did not attempt his Revan because I did not have anything left on my in my tank to do anything more. So what happened in my next matchup was something similar, where I went defense heavy again, and my opponent was able to clear my bottom section, but with a couple of with a few repeat battles, four attempts on my Grievous as well. But he wasn't able to defeat my Darth Revan or my Qira team. So, and I had my Revan, my own Revan at the back over there. So my opponent wasn't able to clear me, and I wasn't able to clear his Revan at the top. I had about seven battles on it, but I didn't have anything much to attack it. Even though I did place my Treya and CLS on offense, they weren't able to take down this Revan. So I think my main lesson from these couple of battles was I need to balance my offense and defense a little better. I think I've been going a little too defense heavy, and I got a lot of good feedback from the comments section and saying that I need to probably save my own Revan on offense for situations like these so that at least I can guarantee clearing the board. Because in both these situations, my Revan was not even reached and it wasn't even attempted, my Jedi Knight Revan. So I'm going to continue putting Darth Revan on defense, but I think I will, for this next round, I can show you who I'm facing, Darth Burton. Over here, I decided to keep my Revan on offense, my Jedi Knight Revan on offense. And what I did was a brief overview of the defense before I move on to the attack. I kept my Darth Revan and my Night Sister team in one section. These two are the toughest teams that I have, and they are the most well modded. So I decided to keep them together because they require more or less the same counter, which is Treya. And below over here, I've kept my Carth Wampa team, which was at the back in the last couple of battles, and the Qira Scoundrel team out in the front. And they more or less require the same counter as well. It's JTR is usually a very reliable counter to that. And over here at the back is another JTR counter team, which is Crew. I've from the front, I've moved it to the back over here because once you run short of teams, Crew team is can become troublesome to take out. And I kept Barris in there just to prevent a cheap Evoc counter. And behind the Darth Revan and the Night Sister team, I have my General Grievous team. And this time I decided to keep my bounty hunters on defense with along with Nest. This time it's a Django lead. It's the very first time I'm trying out a Django lead on defense. There's no Zeta on it. I was just short of Zetaing it before the lock of Grand Arena. I think I was at 19 Zeta mats, so I just missed the Zeta on Django lead, and he's at 6 stars right now. But at least the speed bump will be really good. And my boss, who's currently at 270, he'll effectively be at 300 speed, and my Nest is at 300 speed right now. So with the Django's lead, she's going to be at 330. So that's so there's going to be no cheap counter to that. You can't take your troopers or Ewoks or anything like that against a team like that. So it's a good team to keep at the back, similar to the Grievous team. Once you've run out of your main counter teams after going through Revan and Night Sisters, I'm hoping that this defense proves a little bit troublesome at the back. And I've saved my CLS, my Treya, and my JTR, as well as my Jedi Knight Revan on offense. So I'm hoping that I have enough offense to clear my opponent. My goal would be to one shot everything that he has. And brief overview about my opponent's roster. He's got pretty much the same characters that I have. He's got a pretty good roster. I was expecting after inspecting the first eight characters, the eight people of my group. I knew that I would be facing this person in the finals, and he's got a pretty well modded Darth Revan team, probably better modded than mine. His is at 143 speed, 309, and his Basti is pretty fast as well at 282 speed, 140. So so yeah, it's going to be a challenge to taking this out, but I think I should be able to burn through the Darth Revan team. That Darth Revan teams are easier to burn through than Jedi Knight Revan teams, in my opinion. You can always they don't have any revives and not as much healing, so you can always burn them down pretty fast, even if it takes multiple attempts. So I'm hoping to clear that with my Treya team under EP lead. I've got a Carth team over here as well. I'll probably use a JTR against that. And I've got a couple of weak teams over here. There's a Basti team and there's a Trooper team. Now the Basti team um, is not Zeta, the Basti lead. And you just got a couple of tanks, and the only real damage dealer is Ezra out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to mirror match both of these. His range and his troopers look relatively weak as well, and my troopers outspeed him. So I think I'll go in with my troopers first and mirror match that, and then I can attack the top. All right. Okay, let's target his range first. He seemed to be the weakest. Okay, we've got the turn meter train going. Let's attack his Weirs. Weirs looks weak as well. All right, so we got rid of everyone, and I think we already have full protection and full health on everyone, so 60 banners. So this was pretty straightforward. Troopers, especially if they're weak, you shouldn't keep them on defense. There's there's many different ways of taking them out. Evox, a mirror match with another set of troopers, or just anyone with big large damage AOE's. For Bastilla team, so let's see what I have on offense. I'm going to save my Revan, Treya, and CLS for whatever's at the back. JTR I want to use against the Carth team, so I probably might go with the Bastilla mirror to take that out. All right, this should do the trick. It is a relatively weak Basti team, but I think as long as I take out the main damage dealer first, it should be fine. Okay, so there's no bonus tenacity over here, so debuff should be able to land pretty easily. And I really like taking a Jedi Knight Anakin over here because of the buff immunity that Jedi Knight Anakin applies. It's great against Jedi. Okay, we are locked behind the taunt over there, but we should be able to burn through the taunt pretty quickly. Okay, there we go. So Kanan was pretty weak. And because the Juhani has got a 4-turn cooldown on her taunt, as long as you dispel the taunt once, it should be it's she's basically harmless, and there's nothing much that they'll be able to do. So the main damage dealer is gone, and so is my Jedi Knight Anakin. But as long as I'm able to burn through the others, I think it should be fine. Okay, Maybe I should have saved that dispel because I think Juhani is going to taunt again pretty soon. But I've got another dispel over here with Mace, so that's pretty good. There you go. There's a taunt. Too late though. All right. So we're through this wall. Let's see what's at the back. And then we'll go and tackle whatever's up top. All right, so he has a Qira team, pretty weak, so that shouldn't be a problem. Should be able to take it out with Evox or something else. But I want to see what's at the back over here. There are two more teams at the back on top. So let's clear the Revan team first, and then Carth, and then we can see what's at the back. Now for the Revan, I'm going to take my EP lead team, especially since the Revan has me outsped. So I will take my EP with Vader and Treya and Nihilus. I've got kept my Scion on defense with my own Darth Revan. And I'll have to take a pre-taunter because his Darth Revan is going to go first and apply Insanity. So I want to protect my team from that. So only Shore Trooper and Emperor Palpatine are going to be hit with fear. So that's the goal over here. And hopefully my Vader will be the second fastest and should be able to get some debuffs out, and that should get my turn meter train rolling. Okay, there we go. All right, so now let's isolate Sith troopers so that we don't have to bother about his taunt anymore. All right, now we reduce cooldown, and then just go to work on Basti. She's going to be the next one. Probably will lose my Emperor Palpatine soon. And one more thing to remember against when using Emperor Palpatine with against your Darth Revans, never use the other two abilities unless you want to heal. You can use your Let the Hate Flow, but never use the Marsh stun, just because stun does nothing for Sith Empire. What you want to do is you want to get your shock spread around, and so that you can your palp will gain turn meter. All right. So the advantage of going with EP lead is your annihilate comes really fast. So Revan is annihilated. Now let's keep working on Basti to get her down. Debuffs. Let's see if we can apply shock to. There we go. I think we have applied shock. So what shock does is it prevents a turn meter gain, and it also prevents healing. So both Basti and HK47, they heal a lot, both health and protection. So you want to prevent that from happening. So we've taken care of Basti now. Now what I like to do is I always like to keep Thrawn with the ability block, just because I don't want him to fracture anyone. Okay, so Thrawn has gotten rid of my EP, but I was expecting to lose EP anyway. Let me do a basic on Thrawn again and see if I can ability block him. All right, so reduce cooldown. Now we just get rid of Sith Trooper, and then we are done. All right, so this was a relatively straightforward match. So it's always reliable team to take out without using your own Sith Empire team. This is a very reliable team that you can use to take out your enemy Darth Revan without having to expend any other major characters. And I've taken out Darth Revans, which are even 325, 330 speed with the same team. The enemy Revan gets to go first, but as long as you ensure that your Vader goes second, you can get the turn meter train rolling. In a lot of cases, even if your Vader doesn't go second, just because there's so many debuffs expiring on the enemy, you end up taking a lot of turns. One thing to remember is when you're isolating with Treya, don't give the swap the turn meter back to Nihilus and reduce his cooldown just because Nihilus gets bonus protection with that. And if HK47 has a Zeta, like in this case, then Nihilus is not going to be gaining turn meter from the debuffs expiring on the enemies. That's the reason in this battle, if you remember, I gave the turn meter over to Shore and not to Nihilus after when I was isolating with Treya. So that's a pretty important thing to remember. Now for this one, I don't think this team is fast, but I want to take JTR against it. I think JTR should be able to do a decent job with this. Let's go resistance. And maybe I use 3PO. Hmm. Yeah, I should use Holdo and RT because has a dispel, so he should be able to clear the taunt. All right, let's see if this works because Zalabar is going to end up taunting quite a lot. I am going to daze and ability block. Well, at least I was able to get ability block out there. And there's no Vandor over here, so let me see if I can work on mission. Zalbar is going to end up taunting, so I'll have to save my my dispel. There we go. So dispel over there. Apply some daze so that they don't start assisting each other again. And now I just need to control them. Let's apply some burning. And let's just keep Zalbar under check. And now let's work on maybe Candra's. Okay, Zalbar is dazed, so he's not going to be assisting. All right. Wampa won't be able to. Okay, now we've got the dispel clear over here, and let's keep Wampa under check again, and let's finish off Candra's. Okay, now let's apply a little healing over here. All right, hopefully this should finish him off. Okay, he's taunting, but we dispel that taunt. Now let's actually just finish off Zalbar, and then we can take care of the Wampa. Let's stun the Wampa. So this team is amazing control, JTR, and especially against a team like the one we just faced, which is naturally slow to start with. It's a really good team to take in, and Holdo is invaluable in this team just to apply the mass AOE days. That completely neuters the Carth team. All right, so we have sisters here, which is great. So he doesn't have his sisters on offense, and then he's got his Evox as well. We've got some pretty decent teams still left. I was thinking he might have his Jedi Knight Revan over there. So for all the teams which are left, the sisters are definitely the most dangerous. Yeah, this one is a cheap team. So I'm going to use my Jedi Knight Revan against the sisters, and just take care of that. And then I still have my CLS and Thrawn and a few other teams. So That shouldn't be a problem at all. All right, I might save Old Ben for CLS and go with a couple of tanks, Reviver and Healer, and then Grandmaster Yoda. This should do the job against the sisters. All right, who do I get rid of? There's plenty of healing over here. Mm, well, I'll have to kill all of them twice in any case, so let me just go after the... Let me just go after Daka. Okay, that's number 2. And let's stun. Daka is gone. Now let's work on Talzin. Okay, she's gone. Let's keep working on there we go. Let's get some healing and keep working on Asajj. There, she's the most dangerous. Let's take her out and then let's there we go. So this team is taken care of. 56 banners. You can never end with full health and full protection against Night Sister. They just because they attack your health directly. It's lucky if you escape with full health. All right, so this looks like the weaker team. What else do I have left? I have my CLS team and I have my Evox. Okay, those are the 2 main teams that I have left. For these, they look relatively weak, so I might just take my Evox over here with them. Maybe I'll take my Admiral Akbar. Let's see. Yeah, the health is really weak, although the Vandor is Zetad. Let me take my Admiral Akbar with Thrawn in there. That would Thrawn would help with some control, and the rest of the guys, and Thrawn will also be able to help recover some protection. So Admiral Akbar, Leia, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, C3PO, and then Thrawn. Yep, this should do it. Okay, let's go ahead and fracture fracture L3, and then let's finish off Vandor. Yeah, this team basically just melts all other teams just because of all the exposes. And with Leia double tapping, it makes it all the better. Double and triple tapping, so it's really great with all those exposes. All right, let's fracture this one again. Okay, that's taken care of. And final one. There we go. All right, 58. I think you lost a couple of banners. Um, and let's go back to the final one, the Evox, and we can take care of them with CLS. So not a very tough overall defense. I think my opponent went extremely heavy on offense. Um, Probably he's kept everything apart from his Darth Revan. He kept everything on offense. So I think he was hoping that that I might slip up in some of these battles. All right. I think these guys should be more than enough for. Yeah, they should be. They should be more than enough. Okay. So this is the final battle. It's Rebels versus the Ewoks. Let me get rid of Elder first. Okay. So Chewie got dazed, but that should be fine. He should be able to recover pretty fast. Well, the amount of damage that these guys have, it's not really an issue. All right, Wicket's gone. Chewie's still dazed. I think I might get about 60 points because of undersized party, that's an extra 1 point, and one toon without protection. So it should be exactly 60 points here. There we go, 60 banners. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this clear. It was a one shot for everything, and I believe I got mostly 56 to 60 banners in all cases. Um, yeah, this was a good clear. Um, and I think overall it worked out pretty well since I kept my Jedi Knight Revan on offense. It was it made clearing the Night Sister team much easier over here. If I did not have Jedi Knight Revan, maybe I might have had to go in with my CLS team, or which would have struggled probably against these sisters. Plague, unless you get a really good healer, Plague really doesn't play well with the CLS team. So overall, I was pretty happy with this clear, pretty efficient. And he would have to, my opponent would have to get between 56 to 70, 56 to 58 banners per match to be able to beat me on efficiency. So I think I'm happy with where it is, and I haven't kept any cheese teams over here. All of these are really tough teams, and you would be lucky to get 55 to 56 points banners on any one of these teams. But I'm hoping that he slips up and at least loses one of these matches, so that that'll basically guarantee a win for me. All right. So that's it for today. That's the end of the finals for the 5v5 Grand Arena. I will update the final score here tomorrow after the final lock. So be on the lookout for in the on the description below. I will give a snapshot of the final score, and you can take a look at it over there. All right. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys later.